blessings, everybody out there in the universe. My name is Sean Myrie, and I'm your host of the Down to Earth podcast with Rastafari Samurai. I like to say, introduce yourself to the universe.
We got a special guest here, and she goes by the name, right here,
Laura,
Sarah Itamah.
sir.
Yes,
Sorry.
Sarah Itamah, right here on Down to Earth Podcast. How
How you
are you
doing,
doing,
sir?
Sarah?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm great. I'm
Doing good.
great still. You know what I mean?
Sunday.
And a nice Sunday here. You know what I mean? For the podcast here, we season 5 and we still alive. You know what I mean? Straight up goods. You know what I mean? But I be taking in some of your music. You know what I mean?
I like to say, first you should be asking, how did you start off doing music? How did you start off doing music? What made you want to do music?
I've been doing music for as long as I can remember. I've been, in the choir club, doing musicals, all that fun stuff. But what made me want to actually pursue it professionally was after I graduated high school and I started college, and I realized, yeah, no, this is not what I want to do. I'd much rather do something I'm actually passionate about.
Okay. So what's some of your favorite artists growing up? What inspired you to really want to really do this?
I was listening to a lot of Lauryn Hill, a lot of like Beyonce and Rihanna were like the big girls when I was growing up, so, like, their old stuff. I dabbled with Queen Latifah, MC Light, just a lot of like female rap from the '90s. That was my shit. Nice.
Okay. So how long you been taking it seriously? Like really
Taking
taking it serious?
coming on 2 years now.
2 years? What's the feedback you've been getting and like from your people, your peers?
My peers, they love it. They're like, it's like almost like a blast from the past, but like so refreshing, you know. But my parents, of course, my parents are like, maybe you should stop swearing, swear a little less. But they're supportive. With that.
That's good. That's good. Have you find it like I don't know which part of Toronto you're from or Ontario you're from, but do you find like the support is from like I'd say like have you performed like from other people like strangers you don't even really know?
Oh, yeah,
How's
there's
that?
honestly, Toronto is actually a very supportive city. Like, the feedback has been good. The support has been actually like kind of heartwarming. Like, especially when like times where I don't necessarily believe I'm where I should be. There's a lot of encouragement from the city for sure.
All right. So you have any visuals or videos you worked on or you're trying to like put together like projects like that?
I am actually working on. Well, I'm finishing up a project releasing in November, and I have filmed one music video, but it's kind of funny because the video we shot the music video for didn't make it to the project, so that will probably actually come after the project. But
Okay.
shot it this year. This was my first music video. It was shot in April. Yeah, that was really fun. An experience.
That's
But
that's
fun.
good. If I was to ask you what is the most challenging thing in doing this music for you, what would it be?
Definitely like access to resources. Um, for example, like because I want such a like professional sounding sound, I usually do go to the studio and find a sound engineer to really like, make my voice sound the way I want to. And that's money. I think yeah. So just access to resources is, from what I'm understanding, is still a little bit limited. But the more I enter the industry, the more I'm like, okay, I have my foot in. Like I can do this, do that. But yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
So in hip hop, I would say besides hip hop, what else like influences you have musically? You said I know you said Lauryn Hill, she's hip hop and she does everything, but what else music
Yeah. Apart
influences
from this,
you?
I'm the biggest like Beyonce fan. Like I'm definitely like part of the Beehive. But then I'm also Nigerian and there's a lot of like African influences. I listen to a lot of Fela. Well, my parents listened to a lot of Fela growing up. There's the Cavemen, which they're this like high life band that's popping off right now. But then it's a lot of like Igbo high life music, Yoruba high life music. So yeah, they
Hmm.
definitely influence.
Are you gonna try? Are you gonna try to mix a little bit of that in your style? Like, do you have
I
some of that?
am actually, yes,
That's
yes.
good. That's good.
It's a hard
Have
style.
you have you performed anywhere yet?
Yes,
Like
I've had a couple performances. I had some this summer. My shows are very diverse. You know, as like an upcoming artist, you're just trying to get your name
foot
out
in the
there.
door. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm saying yes to almost like maybe like 80% of the shows I'm offered that I say yes to. Um, so it's ranged from like of course the normal hip hop showcases to a very like Caucasian crowd to like sitting on a boat to like the Nigerian audiences. I've performed some Nigerian shows. Actually, my latest show was I opened for Peace Fairs with like Nigerian duos back in
Mm-hmm.
the early 2000s. We had a show in Toronto and I opened for them, which was very random, but it was fun.
Hmm. So, like, I'm gonna ask you because you're telling us the different audiences. How do you react? Is it a difference? Like the different people sometimes when you have a show, you have to like kind of change certain things.
Not so much change, but add. For example, like the last piece picture, like that Nigerian show, I added Nigerian elements. So like like the electric guitar, like the way you play electric guitar, they'll just like, take you back to Africa. Or we had tabla drums, which are actually Indian, but we just added that for more like you feel. But
Mm.
and then the shows I would have with like college kids like downtown, we'd have like a real like official car and like you can see, you know, kind of
Hmm.
it up. But yeah, it definitely depends. Each crowd I try to make the set a little bit more I don't know what to do. More
More
you know what
towards, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I'm
Customize it.
yeah,
So,
you know, just yeah.
so I'm gonna ask you now, like, would you like besides Toronto, would you like to go anywhere else to explore like being an artist and network?
Yes, actually I have this fantasy of moving to Paris. Um, I feel like the creative scene in Europe in general is
Hmm.
very diverse, very fast changing. Like it's evolving really quick. There's a lot of there's a couple underground creative I listen to that are in Europe that are mixing like hyper pop and Afro beats and like hip hop all in one sound, and it's just craziest thing. So I feel like the music scene in Europe is is different. There's a lot going on there.
So this is a question I ask many ladies. How do you feel the music industry is going now for the women
I
artists?
feel I feel the music industry. I don't know what happened because you look back at like the '90s and you see all our faves like Gorgeous, Miss Yupa, the Brat, all of them. Like they were rapping, they were spitting bars, um, and they were just doing their thing in general. But I compare to like the rap now, and I definitely feel like the rap now is not necessarily well the female rap, but just female musicians in general. I feel like we kind of I don't know if it's us. I haven't been in the industry for that long, but it feels like we've kind of been resorted to just selling sex. Like, yeah, we could be so talented. Like there's so many talented female rappers today, but then feels like their main selling point is sex, and that's just like the mainstream thing I've kind of seen. So yeah, I think it's kind of iffy now. But I do feel like it's up to us to change that, even though it's we didn't cause it. I really don't think we caused it. I really feel like the industry kind
Yeah,
of
I think it's going both ways for the guys and for the ladies and the men. Like it's either the men, it's violent. If it's
yeah,
women, sex. It's sex and violence. That's what they say. Sex and violence sells. So I'm guessing they're going by the book,
Literally
right?
just going by the book. And I feel like people are starting to, I mean, starting to see this and starting to get bored by it. A lot of people, want something new, want something refreshing. Feels like, yeah.
So, like, if you were to describe your style to people, right? Because you said some of your flavors are out there. How would you describe yourself, Sarah? Sorry for saying the other name earlier, I messed up.
Itama, Sarah Itama.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
got that. Itama, right?
Itama.
Itama.
Itamah. Yeah.
So, yeah,
The
I was saying
emphasis
like
on the ah. Itama.
mm, Itama. I got that. I got that. What would you describe your style as, or are you just like, by yourself? You're not in a box. I know no one wants to be in a box, but what would you describe your flavor? Where would you stand in if it was a genre you're close to more? Like you do hip hop, but like what kind of hip hop? What's your
Yeah. Um, this is an interesting question because, okay, so I've been releasing music for almost 2 years now. My first year of releasing music, I could confidently say my style was, 90s boom bap, elements of jazz in there. But as I start to make music more, I'm starting to add more elements of other genres. So as much as there's the rap, I'm adding a lot of, I won't say Afro beats, but Afro rhythms, Afrocentric sounds.
About
Um,
Afrocentric style.
yeah, Afrocentric style. Um, Still jazz, jazz, Afro, and I'd say there's certain sounds now that I'm very like keen about putting in my music. Certain kind of like the synths. They're basically what it is at its core is actually like the healing frequencies. I don't know if you've like on
I know
Spotify.
what you're talking about. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah.
yeah. Because I'm like, well, if I listen to this to meditate, why can't I, put this in my music and make a whole like calming, healing like
Like
project?
abstract, being
Yeah,
abstract. That's how your
definitely.
sound is. Like a
Yes.
neo. I'm guessing you have, like, your sound stands out. It's different, and that's what I look for when it's like, especially hip hop, new
Hmm.
artists, people who are not sounding all the same, people who
Hmm.
probably like how you say you like Lauryn Hill, and you pick bits and pieces of artists like how you say you like Beyonce. So you have that vocalist, you have that MC, the top one of the
Hmm.
top vocalists and one of the top MCs, female MCs. I see that combination. So do you listen to neo soul? And just interesting to find out, like Erica
I
Badu.
I had a phase where I would listen to a lot of Erica Badu. I feel like the closest thing to neo soul that I would say I listen to, which isn't really neo soul, is maybe like 2001, 2002, 2003, like Alicia Keys.
Ah.
Okay. Rock, you got any questions you would like to ask?
Well, yo, I have to admit, she spits bars. I have to admit, like the boom bap, she's hard with it. You know what I mean? Straight up. Like I'm anxious to see more visuals. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, you know what I mean? Like you have the music, but concentrate on some more visuals to go with it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? On the real. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
She's a new artist, so you don't
I
have to
know,
Yeah.
but
rush.
No,
I'm
I
just
get it. I
I'm just
understand.
saying you need to treat your music the same way with your visuals so that it goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? So that you could have your campaigning going hand in hand. You
Yeah,
get
but
what I
Yeah.
mean?
you see, I like what she's saying. Like her music, it looks like she'll take time to do. Like so a lot of people rush
But
their visions.
it's good to have
Yeah,
quality than
yeah,
quantity, of
yeah,
course. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Take your time, like take your time on each project, of course. I'm not saying rush it. You know what I mean? Because you have good quality music. So if you have good quality music, then take your time on doing a good quality video.
The
You
videos.
know what I mean?
No, trust me, the visuals are coming out. What I do now a lot of the time, because like yeah, I don't really have the resources to like have full blown out music videos, is um for example, what I'm doing on Tuesday, I have the like official shoot for like this project, and I'm just gonna get my friend with who owns like a camcorder to record the shooting process and all that, and then we'll just edit it to make it like some sort of like promo video, which is kind of
Yes.
like killing two birds with one stone. Like that's the vibe
Mhm.
I'm trying to do now. Because yeah, you're right. I've definitely thought about this a lot in like visuals. Like some sound better when you can like kind of see it in front
There's
of you.
so much different ways of doing visuals. It's just a matter of you being creative. You get what I mean?
I'm gonna ask if you had a chance to work with any artist in the world, in the universe, who would you want to work with?
Lauren Hill, like definitely. Like I would love to take Lauren Hill out of her retirement, even though she probably won't, but and get her on track for sure. Lauren Hill.
Lauren Hill. Lauren Hill's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Okay, any male artists you would like to work with if you had a chance?
I'm about to mention two. They're not mainstream, but they're really good. You guys check them out. Probably this guy named Odunsi. He's a Nigerian artist who started off in the scene as like Afro R&B 80s type vibe, but now his discography is yeah that like I was kind of describing him with like, the hyper pop and Afro and like the hip hop all in one. It's something else. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you, besides music, what's some of your other like loves? What you like to do? You like to draw? Do you like to watch movies? What's your cup of tea?
My free time, honestly, I love being outside. I love like just going on walks. But I did have, well, I still do have this hobby of like mixing drinks. I have like a secret cocktail page on Instagram where I mix drinks, and I also got hired as a bartender. But it's funny because ever since I got hired as a bartender, I kind of stopped making drinks. But yeah, I love making cocktails because you know you like being drunk, but like I hate the taste of alcohol. And
Well, why don't you make it fun for yourself? Create your content with your music at the same time. Do cocktails time to time, and do it with your content. You know what I mean? It helps build
I
your content.
thought about this. I really thought about like how to integrate it, but I definitely will, but not now. Reason being, when I started this cocktail thing as just like a fun thing on the side, I had to tell myself, you know what, I'm not going to commercialize this. Like, I'm not going to make it a thing now. I have to start committing because I feel like that would kind of ruin the appeal to it right now. Um, but yeah, that's that's that.
Yeah.
So,
So
go
do
on.
you? I'm gonna ask like Sarah. What do you feel about like independent versus corporate artists? Do you feel the independent artist is the better way for you, or if you had a chance to be signed, someone said, I'm gonna sign, I would like to sign you to like $100,000 deal versus still being an artist with creative control right now? What would you do?
It would really depend on what's in that deal. Like, I would definitely, I honestly, okay. My biggest thing in music is I need to own my masters. I don't want to be a slave to this shit forever. You know, like I would like to be able to stop and know that I'll be well taken care of because I own my masters and you know. So if I could get a label deal giving me the ownership of my masters and like get paid, even if like the royalties aren't like from like streamings and stuff, like even if the royalties isn't like the biggest percentage, I'm not too like worried about that. I would take the deal. Honestly, like I think about this a lot. I feel like it's if you're going to be an independent artist, you have to be ready to work for years, decades, like consistently, like put your all in, and you slowly start to build that habit. It's not going to be like, oh, you released one EP, one album, and shit just keeps off and you're Beyonce, Rihanna, like, because you need the backing to keep on pushing it out. Like, if I think about this, if I dropped a song right now and I became viral, I wouldn't be able to keep up, you know?
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
I,
I see what you mean.
but like with the label, they would be able to keep up for me and just tell me to drop. But independent, you cannot expect fast being a fast success. It's just,
I know what you mean. It doesn't come as fast, but you still have more control.
you definitely still have more control. My thing with mine is not even control. My thing with labels and why I be inclined towards the label is just more for like management.
And promotion.
Yeah, management and promotion. Like for example, like my head is all over the place. Like it would just be nice to have someone, okay, this person is assigned to this person is assigned to this, so that all that I have to worry about is making the music. That's
That's
it.
why that's why I say this many times with my brother. If you're an independent artist, you're gonna have to try to make yourself look like you're a signed artist, meaning you have to invest more in yourself. Like what you're saying,
Hmm.
it takes longer, but how you could speed up the process as an independent artist, if you have it, you have to pay for like agencies, promotional agencies that could do the same thing like if you are signed to a record label, right? So just think of all the money they give you, right? And you're probably going to owe them back when you're signed to a label versus if you worked for it and you paid for that promotion. It might be
True.
like this month and that month and this month you might have put $10,000 into your independent self,
Mhm.
and it might be longer, but it can work. It's just there's all these avenues, outlets out there now. It's just up to the person to want to do that, right? It
Mhm.
depends, and do the research. And I see what you're saying. Being signed, it's the machine that it gets you everywhere, and it's the management, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
but
definitely. The management is the biggest thing for me. Like if it's being signed to the label, I think the biggest pro for me would be getting that management and all that work kind of taken off your back so that you can actually focus on just the music and that's it.
that's good. See, if you understand that or understand that as an artist, then that's a good thing. But then you're gonna have to understand what they're gonna take, because that means they're gonna want
Yeah,
something. So you're gonna
exactly.
be
It
willing to
definitely
sacrifice something.
it's
As
I
long
guess
as
it
you
really matters why you're here, why you're in the industry, why you decided to do what you wanted to do.
see that, I like how you put it, because at least you gotta pick one. Like if you want to be with the label, be be prepared to sacrifice an album, some art. That's what I mean. Like you know
Be
that you're
prepared
going
to
into this music,
sacrifice a few albums than
a
one.
A
few
couple, a
albums.
couple. Yeah.
That's why it's good before you even get signed that you have kind of a catalog of yourself, or at least I believe before people get signed or to get into that deep in the music business, at least have one of your own projects, one or two of your own projects, what you've produced yourself, right? It's like your own resume, right? So
Yeah.
even when you do get signed, people will go back to your original thing, what you put all your work into, and it's like you still could get rewarded for what you've done before you got signed commercially.
Yep,
Hmm.
That's just my opinion.
that's right.
That's how
That's
I
Sure,
would
right.
do it.
For
sure.
sure.
That is actually great advice, and it's good for like motivation as well. It's like okay, let me build my own resume first before I maybe go commercial and kind of commercial.
Yeah, because a lot of the guys who do that, like they become very successful, like Cash Money. A lot of people want to know why Lil Wayne and Cash Money was so big, because they done so much music, and when Universal came to them, right, they could sell out, they could do whatever they want because they had a whole bunch of artists they could have sold some of their catalog to, and after gaining what, 30 million
Well, that's
dollars.
why it's a good point you brought there. It's
Mm,
good to have a catalog now. You know why? Because now you could pick and choose already, even though you're signed.
yeah.
By the way, I have a catalog. Maybe there's a few songs that I could use, pick and choose and make an album out of. You get what I mean?
The whole point is to work. Don't depend on the label. Work. Okay, this is what it is. Labels, they look on every artist to see how hard they
Work
are as a
ethics
worker,
and
right?
consistency.
So if they see that you're a good artist and you depend on them, okay, they'll take you. But just like I'm saying, be prepared. They're gonna own all of you. But if you have at least one, two projects out yourself, you could say that, okay, I'm I already did my work. Now, okay, I'll sacrifice a project for you, and it won't be my best work necessarily. Not say you're putting out garbage, but that's how some people do it. That's how some people do it. They'll do an experimental project for their label. You get what I mean? Like I'm just saying, Drake's first stuff was not how it sounds now. Like all the albums that he came out with until recently. You hear what I just said? Drake's first project, all the stuff after did not sound like it until this recent album.
Also, Drake's original stuff sounded more like this recent album.
Yeah, he said it's dance and kind of like techno-y and all that stuff, right? Kind
Yeah.
of mix. That's how his first stuff was. His first stuff. The October one with him in the background in the fall. That's how his first stuff kind of sound, experimental. Then it changed when he went to Cash Money, and now that he's off Cash Money, it's kind of like the first album, like his first
Wow.
project. Just do
Full
that
circle.
research. People do that research later on. But anyways, is there anything you want to like promote to the people? Do you plan to like have like branch off and start a business down the line? I know you're a young artist still, but it's good to know
Any other business
like
ventures, any
you would
merch
like
or
to
any
do,
business or anything that relates to maybe to your music or anything maybe?
because you know artists are a brand. You're a brand. Artists,
Yeah.
they're a
That
brand. I'm
is,
gonna tell you that now.
that is in the future, not the near future, maybe 10 years, you're definitely going to see me out with a brand of my own liquor, a brand, and tea, liquor and tea. I'm a huge tea and
That's good. That's good.
um, yeah. But as of right now, really, I'm in school, I'm working, I'm
That's
doing my
good.
music.
That's
Yeah.
good. So you just want to just try to just network, keep trying to get on more shows and get better at your
Yeah.
craft.
Yeah. And, when my first project comes out, November 11th, when that comes out, I feel like I would feel more like an actual artist. I
Well,
feel like,
make sure you send us the handles, the links to that so we can promote,
oh
you know what
yes,
I'm
for sure.
saying, and everything. You know what I mean?
You'll
I
hear,
definitely want to take on that project, and take it in and everything. You know what I'm saying? Straight
yeah,
up.
you will hear about it. I'll email you guys. Well, I can email
Yes,
you
please,
guys
and
about
thank you.
you know all the invitations and all that stuff. We'll talk about that after.
Definitely, for sure, for sure. But I have to say this though. I would be anxious to hear some, just a little bit of a sample, if you may, you know what I mean, a little bit of bars on here, if may possibly.
If you could go off the top, can you go off the top?
Can you go off the top of the dome?
Yeah, I mean, can you somebody play a beat?
I could do that.
A
I could
Make sure
do
it's
that.
an instrumental you have.
Um,
nice like boom bap sometime.
boom rap beat. Let me see if it'll play
I
off of here.
actually just started freestyling this year. It's something
Oh,
I was running away from. I was
a lot
seriously,
of people run away from it. A lot of
but
people
Exactly.
run away from it.
yeah. And then
That's,
I realized, you know what? No. And then I just started practicing, and it's not as crazy as I thought it would be. That is
yeah,
part.
that's good.
Let me just go to the connections here.
That's a good thing though, because a lot of people are scared to go off the top. I tell you that now. Not too much people could do that.
Give a couple
Okay.
hours.
No commercial beats, Rock.
Commercial beats.
No commercial beats. You can't have no commercial beats.
And just get something. Um let's see, what do you call it? What do you call those
you,
beats?
I don't
Boom
know,
bap.
but you want. I won't even bother with it. You want off the top.
Can you just go a cappella?
Okay. Okay. Can I play a beat on my phone?
Yeah, yeah, please do. Yeah, yeah,
Is it
go
a
ahead,
is it
go
a
ahead.
is it a commercial beat?
Can I know? Can I just play? I'll just play on like YouTube. You know how YouTube
We're
has
just gonna
little.
do a few seconds, man. It should be good. Come on, go ahead.
Because you know how
Good.
they do their little
We'll see
copyright
how it goes. Come on.
business.
We see how it goes. Go on. Go ahead.
One sec here. Um. Okay. I just picked like a random old school classic hip hop underground
Okay.
instrument.
See, you know the problem with that. The problem with that though. Hold on. See, YouTube and the streaming. When you put that, they target that any commercial stuff. That's why I'm teaching you
Let's
this
just
whole
try
new.
it. Just do it. Just do it. Don't worry, man.
Look,
Stop with the politics. Just do it. Just do it.
I'm
We
telling
just see
you.
what happens. Just do it. Just do it. Don't worry. Just go. 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 Go.
So can I play the beat or?
Yeah, play it. Play it.
Play
Go.
play
Go.
the
Go.
beat.
Just do it. Just do it.
Okay, 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 okay.
Just do it.
Mm, yeah. Uh. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. To be honest, I was shy stepping on the stage. Then I remembered what it was. Feel myself away. I gotta show you something. I gotta plead my case. And let me get it started. Let me tell you what my name is Sarah Itamah. The one with the armor. You cannot harm her. Speak well, charming. Not in the city. I think I'm gonna dog. Even niggas up. They know I can go one, to two, to three. Now five, the playlist. Supersonic speed. Limited and patience. Shout out, entertainment, yeah. But I'm living off an image in my camera girl in a panel of world. They know, I'm a pretty fly girl, shy girl. Put your hands in the sky, girl. Only 20, but I'm living off the whole world's recipe. While I'm recipe, fly all mine is my necessity. I'm an entity, perfect chemistry. My all mine is my identity.
Ah,
Mm,
done
that's
Oh
no,
good.
God,
done
At least
no,
you,
done no.
that's good. That's good energy. At least you
whew.
can.
Done
At
no,
least you
done no,
can.
done no, done no.
At least you
Nice.
can
Yeah,
because
done no. We just
trust
wanted
me.
to hear a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You done no.
Yeah,
It's
trust
all
me.
good.
At least you can do that and stuff like that. The only reason I said about that thing because social media with their
Don't worry
politics.
about it, man. We'll see what happens. If
Mhm,
anything, we'll do a re-edit. It don't matter.
mm,
Don't
yep.
But to
matter.
be
Don't
But
worry
hey,
about it. Sometimes you worry too much.
oh, if it's a tight beat, then you don't have to worry about that.
yeah, yeah,
Don't
it's just
worry
a
about
type.
it.
Like it's
Oh,
yeah,
then that's good. Oh, we're good. We're
yeah,
good.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
good.
Come on.
Don't worry about it. My brother
But hey,
sometimes worries
no,
about it.
no.
Come
But
on.
I gotta teach. This is to learn too, and you too.
True.
You
I
don't
already
use,
know.
and if you use anyone's music, even if it's an instrumental, right, online, they will flag it in everywhere.
Yeah. No, you see that with Instagram already.
Yeah, you see
And
how they do their things. They're worse than ever. But it's good that you could go off like how you just done that because trust me, there's literally hundreds of people who can't do that
Do
anymore.
that.
It's a lost
Yeah,
art.
you're
I could freestyle off the top, and there's only a certain few. And for you to say you've done this only 2 years ago, that's good because there's people who done it, been doing music for 10 years in hip hop, and they can't freestyle.
can't even freestyle for shit.
You can't
a lot of
freestyle.
people run from it. It's the thing that a lot of people just shy away from. It's like, I know, that's not.
Well, when the time comes and there's somebody who's important and they say spit, what?
You better know how to spit.
That means you're an
Oh,
MC. At least you're an MC. At least you're an MC. I could say you're an
exactly,
MC. There's people who are
exactly.
art. There's nothing wrong with being an artist, but it's good if you're doing hip hop that you are an artist and an MC. If you want to say that you're really for the culture, because to me,
For the
the people who are doing say they're doing hip hop and they can't do like what you're doing, they're artists. They're not really an MC. Nothing's wrong with being an artist, but you can't say you're MC, like the master rapper or the best rapper. And if I say, "Hey, go off the top," and you can't do it, that means you're not an MC because the MC is the master of the ceremony,
hmm
and he just mastered the ceremony just a while ago.
Yes, indeed.
That's what it means. And if you can't master the ceremony, you're just the artist, which nothing's wrong with that. Just say you're an artist. Not the best rapper.
That's right. That's right. So
But
true.
anyways, it was like nice talking to you, Sarah.
But
It's
before we
man.
go,
It's a man.
let the people know all your digital platforms, please. Remind the people.
Word. You can find me at Sarah Itama, so I'm sure my name is spelled here on Instagram, Spotify,
It's
Apple
a
Music, Tidal, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that. Just at Sarah Itama. And if you want to follow my Twitter, it's Itama underscore Sarah.
you know what? I like the name because it stands out and it's different and that's your real name too, right?
It
Exactly.
is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like the name. Don't
What
change it.
could you give us a shout out for Down to Earth Podcast?
Yes, oh my gosh. Yes, shout out to Down to Earth Podcast. Thank you guys so much for having me. This was a lot of
It's a
fun.
pleasure.
Hopefully, we can come back in a couple years, look back at this, and do
Oh,
something again.
definitely. We're gonna do a recap maybe in a year or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To see what you're
Yeah,
up.
for
You
sure.
know what
No,
I'm
we have.
saying? Straight up. As
Yes, man.
always, it's been a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But before we go, I always have to say this. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide. Pop, 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 pop. Thank you. Thank you very much for being on Down to Earth Podcast.
And much respect to you, Sarah Itama.
Yes.
I got that right?
Itama. So it's like the 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 emphasis is not on
Itama.
the.
I got it. Itama.
There you go.
I got it.
Itama.
Itama. I got the accent now. Bless.
Yeah.
Bless up.
All
Subscribe
right.
to all
Thank
our channels. This